So I'm going to talk about why preventing COVID spreading in schools is kind of like helping protect a kid with a peanut allergy from going into anaphylactic shock during school. We all know what it's like to have a kid with a nut allergy in our classroom or our school, right? We have many things that are put in place to keep the peanut butter from getting to that kid who is at risk, right? Maybe we have a sign on the door of the school, but you know what? Yeah, the peanut butter is still going to get through because people might forget and not see the sign, right? So then we say, well, we're going to tell everybody who has a kid in that classroom that they can't bring peanut butter in their lunch and have treats during parties and holidays that have peanut butter in them. And maybe we're going to make that kid and the other kids with nut allergies sit at a table at lunch that is peanut free, and so they're not around the other kids who have the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right? And then maybe we're going to say we're going to make sure that that child carries an EpiPen and that they have teachers who know how to use it. And maybe we're also going to say that when they are invited to a birthday party, their parents can ask, and we were going to agree that they shouldn't, have that birthday party at Peanut Palooza. And maybe we also are going to make sure that we have, the principal knows what to do and who to call if there's a problem, right? So we have kept that peanut butter from getting through to that kid. Now, the same thing applies with COVID-19 and schools. We want to keep that peanut butter from getting through. So the peanut butter in this case, is the virus, right? So we know this virus is everywhere. It's not only in schools, it's spreading in society. It's everywhere. I love peanut butter. But we know that one way to keep peanut butter from getting through, coronavirus from getting through, is to say to everybody, hey, let's get vaccinated. But of course, not everybody's getting vaccinated. There's a lot of people who are not vaccinated, and kids under 12 right now, and when I'm making this video, can't get vaccinated. So what about wearing masks in schools? That's great. Let's require masks in schools. Let's keep that peanut butter from coming through those holes and keep that coronavirus from spreading, at least within schools. What about if we also say, let's open some windows in our schools and let's make sure that those windows are open so that there's ventilation. Oh, but some kid comes to school sick, doesn't know they're sick. They could be asymptomatic. Maybe they're wearing the mask, but they take it off at lunch. So what do we say? Well, let's make sure that lunch we're distanced. Okay, but the coronavirus might still get through. Hey, they've got their masks off. So then we say, well, what we're going to say is if you are sick and have symptoms, don't come to school. All right, so that could probably help us, but there's still people with no symptoms. They could still come to school and not realize it. So then we're going to say if you develop symptoms, or if we can find out that you are near someone who develops symptoms, we're going to ask you to stay home and quarantine. And so it's not foolproof. There could still be peanut butter gets through, and certainly there's still peanut butter coronavirus out there in society, at parties, at gatherings, at restaurants, places where people are together in close proximity without great ventilation, without masks on, or places where there's lots of people who are not vaccinated. But in most part, we can do our part by adding layers of prevention to keep the coronavirus from spreading in our schools and endangering our kids and spreading into the community even further. Thanks.